Welcome to Traveling While Black in Seattle.
Hey, what's up? I'm Anthony. This is my wife, Marley, and welcome to another episode of Traveling While Black in Seattle.
Yes, welcome back, everyone. And as a brief reminder, our show is based on our experiences in and around Seattle. And we base those experiences off of how good of a drive it was, how much fun we had, and most importantly, how comfortable do we feel as Black people visiting for the first time? And on this week's episode, we actually visit the city that was made famous for being the setting of the Twilight films and books.
Unfortunately, based on our visit, the town makes it hard for people of color to enjoy it. That town is Forks, Washington.
Yes, we were a little uncomfortable, but we will say there is an attraction that's close to Forks that we will talk about more next week.
Yep, we will definitely show you guys that episode and that experience next week. But for now, take a look at this episode, and as always, let us know what you think.
If you're a fan of the Twilight series, then you will definitely be interested in visiting Forks, Washington, the town which is in the setting for the Twilight books and films.
Yeah, but fair warning, if you're a person of color, you might go in rooting for either Team Jacob or Team Edward, but you will come out rooting for this brother and his crew. Drive grade. Forks is located on the west coast side of the state and is a 3.5-hour drive from Seattle. Add 15 minutes if you don't take the ferry route.
We didn't take the ferry because we wanted to really get to experience a part of the state we haven't been to. And for the most part, it was worth it.
Yeah, we did see some different views we haven't experienced yet. But still, the 3-hour and 45-minute drive does take a lot out of you. Partly due to the fact you have to take a couple 2-lane highways en route to the place.
Because of that, combined with the fact that the views we saw were new but not spectacular, for this episode, we give a 3 out of 5 for drive grade. Level of fun. So in pre-COVID times, there was an abundance of options for Twilight tours, but due to COVID, we had to map out the sites on our own.
We found a website, whose link is in the description below, that provides people with the listing and locations of the Twilight sites. So, using that as a guide, we were off.
We stopped by both the Cullen and the Swan houses. Neither was used as locations in the film, but resemble the houses in the books. And while the residents allow and welcome for pictures to be taken, they do ask for certain rules to be respected. We drove past the high school, which was actually used for some scenes within the movie, and finally we checked out Bella's 1950 Ford pickup truck, which was parked outside a lumber museum.
Yeah, the visit to Twilight Town sounded interesting going in, but perhaps because we're not huge Twilight fans, to be honest, the level of fun was
Maybe when the tours get going again, the experience will be a lot more fun, but for our visit, we have to give a 2 out of 5 for level of fun.
Comfortability for Black people. So it took 50 episodes, but we finally found it. Racism. Ha!
So what did that look like in our experience? Well, an unfriendly cold welcome.
We know it was cold for us because the 2 sets of white customers that came in after us during our visit were both greeted very differently.
Poor service. In fact, it seemed our first waitress did not want to serve us at all as she didn't interact with us after seating us and bringing our drinks.
And the server that ended up taking our order wasn't too friendly or engaging either.
And finally, the side-eyed looks we were getting from the other patrons.
In some cases, just straight up mean mugs. With that being our first stop and interaction with the town and its locals, the rest of the trip was, uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
Look, we don't expect the people of Forks to understand or change based on our experience, so that's not why we're doing this. No, we're doing this to give our brothers and sisters a heads up when considering a visit to Forks.
And we didn't get ours till after her visit. But again, that's why we do the show. So for this episode, we have to give comfortability for Black people a 1 out of 5.
We hope you found this video helpful and entertaining. Be sure to check out all of our previous episodes.
Yes, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our page on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and check out our merchandise on travelingwhileblackseattle.com. And reach out if there's anywhere you would like us to go check out.
Until next time, beautiful people, stay up, stay true, and do you.